Hello, hello.
It's great to see you, sir.
Good to see you
Good to
again.
see you, sir.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I brought the good weather with me.
Could you tell us your general view of the global market and global economy in the second half of this year, in general?
I'd say the global economy is exhibiting impressive resilience. Obviously, we're all navigating the new Trump 2.0 tariff regime. And every day we get new information. I guess the big news earlier this week was the very important deal agreed to between Japan and the U.S. But there are many more deals to come. But I think we're seeing global growth is hanging in there and some pickup not only in the economy but also pickup in many financial markets, certainly relative to back in Liberation Day.
There's still growing concern that Trump tariff might accelerate the inflation in the United States. Do you worry about that, or we should not be pessimistic as, you know?
I think the effect of the tariffs on U.S. inflation is going to depend on where tariffs end up. Right now, you have to acknowledge that the inflation data has been coming in better than expected. There's some evidence that the tariffs are showing up in inflation in the goods sector, but also inflation has been improving and declining in the services sector. So all in, a pretty modest increase in inflation. Some more is expected in the fall, but again, that's a forecast.
The last CPI data is still subdued and moderate.
Yes.
So still we have to be cautious of, you know, the second half of this year.
I think so. I think that, as I mentioned thus far, the direct evidence of the tariffs on U.S. inflation have been modest, and what we are seeing in the effect on goods prices has been offset by better than expected news on services inflation.
Governor Waller and Bowman are quite open to late cut.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that it's slightly different from the view of the Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Are we witnessing a kind of revolt or coup thing in the Federal Reserve System?
Well, I wouldn't say we're witnessing a revolt or a coup, but I think we are witnessing different participants on the committee expressing different views and perhaps also dissenting, if in case that dissents are not unheard of. They're part of a committee process.
And it is another speculation that Governor Waller and Governor Bowman want to be a Fed chair. That is why they are positioning close to the president.
Mickey Bowman and I actually went through our confirmation hearing together, and I'm very proud of her that she's assumed this new position as the vice chair for supervision and regulation. I don't think there's any motive other than their judgment is that the economy now, rates are restrictive, the economy's slowing, and tariffs will not be inflationary, but will have a price level increase. And I think that's a perfectly sensible argument to make without regard to the politics involved.
Yeah. Which camp are you in? The Fed Chair Powell's camp or these two governors' camp?
If I were still there, I would certainly be in the camp of having a serious conversation about cutting rates at the September meeting.
September. So actually, the Federal Reserve Board is now in a kind of revolt situation. Or the second theory is that the Federal Reserve try to play down the President Trump's, demand. That they try to show the FRB is understanding the concern of the president.
Uh-huh. Monetary policy models and monetary policy rules, including the ones I've worked on in my academic career, are signaling that at least a 50 basis point move cut in rates, even at the current rate of inflation, would be appropriate. And Chair Powell himself, in his testimony on Capitol Hill back in June, indicated that they would likely be cutting rates this year already if there weren't concerns about the effect of tariffs on inflation. So I think I would be in the camp that would be looking to have that conversation beginning in the fall. by September, we'll have an additional 2 months of data on inflation and the economy, and I think at that point can form a more informed view.
If there's in the worst case scenario, if Fed faces the stagnation situation, so which Fed will choose, suppressing the inflation or supporting the job market?